Yeah. Cheers. Anyway, I got I think it's a 60 or 90-day ban on Facebook. How do you like that? So, apparently you can tell somebody to shut their face when you're arguing for a vaccine mandates, but the minute you say shut your face hole when you're arguing against vaccine mandates, no bueno, can't do that. So, got in an argument with a family member right before that, and he made a point. I countered the point, asked a few questions. What up? Come back instead of, and this person does this. Instead of addressing the thing, we're talking directly to me. What up, bro? Chest bumping like 13-year-olds in the grade school playground or middle school playground. Excuse me. Anyway, it's ridiculous. I deleted my I didn't delete my Facebook account. It still exists. It's still there. Last time I went through all of the hoopla of deleting it, it was all there. When I came back a year later and logged in, it was all there. You can't delete it. So all I did was made it as difficult to find as possible. I think they're already doing that anyways, but everything that I could put a setting on, I did it, and then I just logged out and deleted the app. I've been saying it for a while. We're idiots for using that. We're idiots for using that. We're still kind of idiots for using YouTube. The only reason some of my videos go out is because nobody's watching them anyway. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you can't speak your mind. I love that Nicki Minaj chick, man. Oh man. There's actors. I love their work. Can't stand the person. Don't. From what we don't know them. We don't know them. We think we know people. You think you know me if you're watching my videos. We don't know each other. I'm a little different on YouTube than I am in real life. I cuss a lot. I drop F-bombs left and right, and sometimes I leave them in because I can't really get them out of the conversation without skipping and screwing up the, anyway. I cuss a lot, but I try not to on YouTube, so you don't know that if you're talking to me, you're probably going to hear a whole lot of swear words, usually. I try to cut that back when I'm talking to the girls and stuff, but I'm not perfect. But we don't know them. We know what they put out. People like Tom Cruise is a really nice dude, but he's kind of a weirdo, right? This is what everybody talks about that knows him up close and personal. But they try to be nice about it because he's nice. And when he gets on the talk shows, he acts nice. He's still in character. It's the character of Tom Cruise. But then he gets on screen and he plays the characters that he's playing, and it's Tom Cruise playing whatever character. So it's like that. But the little bit you know about actors, maybe you're a fan of them. Maybe you're a fan of their work. Maybe you're a fan of the actor without really liking their work. And I gotta tell you, that Nicki Minaj, I love what she's doing right now. She's really giving them hell, and I support that 110%. Don't know anything about her music, except for I just listened to a few songs because you know what? Am I a fan of this person? I like what she's doing in this instance, but I listened to a few of her songs, and I am not her target demographic, I can tell you that right. I can appreciate a wide scope and range of musical endeavor, but that is not for me, man. Oh, jeez. Anyway, I promised electric lawn care equipment on the last video, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to mow the yard. I'll tell you what I did real quick. I shot an entire video breaking them out of the package, and I'll kind of go over that a little bit today. The unboxing was pretty easy. It was relatively easy, but it took a long time. I mowed the yard for the first time in I think a month and a half, 2 months, and it ate all 3 batteries. So we'll go out, we'll look at the yard right now. This is how it looks after 1 week. This is 1 week and 2 days of not mowing, and we'll see how the 3 batteries, I'll show you the equipment, I'll show you the batteries, I'll explain why I went with the lighter, smaller equipment instead of the 40 volt, and we'll go over it real quick, and then we'll mow the yard, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more and see what we think about that. Let's hit the intro. I'll meet you guys outside. This thing went down inside the thing. I pulled it out, it came unspooled, which happens. And when I put it back in, I apparently didn't do it right because the whole thing came out at once. Must have hung up on the ratcheting device, and it's wrapped itself around the shaft. So this is going to have to get disassembled, and we're not going to finish edging, which got the main part, the important part done anyway. So let's set that aside and keep going. quick point before we go out and talk about the equipment real quick. Wrap it up. It's hot in here. These batteries, speaking of the 18 volt versus the 40 volt, one of the hospitals that I did work for, they had bought the 40 volt battery powered leaf blower. Really cool piece of kit. I charged the battery up to test it. I ran it in the shop a little bit. It was way more powerful than this one. The complaint they had with it is they put it on the charger, they put the battery on the charger, it would charge it, the battery charger would say that the battery was full up charged. Problem they had was the battery charger would say it was full up charged. It wouldn't last 5 minutes. Sticking in the thing, it wouldn't last 5 minutes. So their complaint was the charger's not charging the battery. Charger was charging the battery. Did voltage tests on all that stuff. What it was is the battery was at like 20% capacity. Really important on your power tools. I don't care what brand it is. I don't care what brand it is. I don't care what voltage it is. Lithium-ion batteries, pair up in the story. And really the NiCads, the old NiCads were a little more resilient to this, but the lithium-ion don't really deal with it. When you use these, they heat up, they get hot. The battery in the lawnmower right now, I can go pull it out and it still feels warm to the touch. This is very important. Do not put these batteries on the charger when they're still hot. You get done using them, you come in, and that's the problem they had at the hospital. They had they had 2 batteries. They told me there was another battery there at the thing that they didn't bring, but they brought the charger because they thought the charger was a problem. They had 2 batteries. What they do is they go run the thing, swap the battery, put the one right out of the blower right into the charger, take the one off the charger from charging, put it right in the thing. And a lot of people do that. The thing's 3/4 charge. Charging these up heats them up. There's resistance there, just like a toaster oven. You got electrical resistance across a metal, and it generates heat. That's how you toast. What we're doing on purpose there. Here, you're pushing electricity across metal. You got your anodes, diodes, and then your slurry that they use, the lithium-ion stuff, the juice. It's basically the same as the acid in a lead acid battery. It's not the same. Somebody's like, actually, it's not the same. It's not the same, but it does the same job. So that's my point. So the thing is as you're discharging these batteries, they heat up. If you start charging them while they're hot, you will significantly reduce the life of the battery. You'll reduce how many charges it can take, total life cycle of the battery. You'll also reduce the capacity of the battery. So if this thing will run for 4 bags on that lawnmower, and you do that repeatedly, you're constantly charging it while it's hot, putting it back on and keeping it hot. Before you know it, you won't be able to fill 1 bag on that lawnmower. Really important. This one's been sitting for a while, so the one that was running the lawnmower is still warm. And just for a point of reference, the bit you're going to watch next, where I'm talking about how I like the equipment, I filmed that first. This is out of order. So anyway, the battery for the leaf blower and the battery for the weed eater are both cooled down. I'm going to put them on the charger. I'll let the lawnmower set, and then later today I'll swap them out. Really important not to charge them while they're hot, guys. Let's go out and talk about the equipment itself. Spoilers. I like it. Let's go. All right, guys. So, lessons learned. This is the second time I've mowed a yard in 10 years. One of the things I'm learning is the pattern of how I want to go about it. I did a little bit better this time than last time. Here out front, I was still doing dual coverage, so that's no good because that's a waste of battery. But it makes the yard look a little bit better. What I tend to do is line this up with the wheel mark from the last pass. Lets the blade get over into the last pass a little bit. Fluffs the lines up too. Makes it look better, I think. So I did the back and the front, and then I went across the street. Show some pictures here. there's weeds growing up in the gutter there, and it just looks terrible. And is it my yard? No, but I got to look at it. So I went and mowed that. I used the lawnmower bag to pick up most of the junk, the leaves and the dead grass from them mowing the canal. I used that to pick a lot of that stuff up. So I probably got 70–80% of it. I don't know. But the thing is it's not there now, and it's not perfect, as you can see in those pictures, but it looks a heck of a lot better than it did. And next week I'll do it again. The battery on the lawnmower battery did not last for both and that. What I did was I took the battery out of the weed eater and put it in the lawnmower. Again, interchangeability is a big deal. So what you'll notice when you run this, you've got a safety key. I'll probably never take that out. We don't have little bitty kids running around here. But you can pull the battery. One of the things that I've noticed is this thing does not keep the dust out. There's a lot of stuff in there. I'll try to show you a picture of that right now. So what I've been doing is flipping this thing over, blowing it off when I'm done. Same thing with the weed eater. I blow it off. That way it gets all the junk off of there. I'm going to have to blow this off again. I'll make sure I take a picture of that before I do. The blade on this is a mulching blade, so it's going to kind of destroy and disintegrate a lot of what it's picking up. And when you go to set this, it raises all of them. That's what this arm is about. It raises both axles. Now I've been running it on 4. I'm going to drop it 1 for next week. And we'll get this just a little bit closer. I kind of just wanted to get a feel for it first. We'll get this a little bit closer. I like it a little bit longer. Neighbor Rob's yard always was a little bit longer. He said he was on a higher thing, and I thought it looked good the whole time. So with this grass being a little more like what he had in his yard, yeah. So on the cost on all this, the kit with the blower and the weed eater was a couple $100, like 260 something. And the lawnmower was about 260 something. All said and done, I walked out of Home Depot for like 509 bucks, I think. So that's pretty good. You got to consider Renee was taking care of my yard there in Bakersfield, and I was paying him $90 a month to do the front weekly and the back quarterly, because there was really nothing growing in the back. So $90 a month, you know, it doesn't take 6 months before, well, it's about 6 months before these are paid for themselves. So if they last that long, if I can get a year out of them, I'll be doing really good. I'll be really happy with that. They will have paid for themselves and then some. Now I'm out my Saturday morning, but I will say this, it took all morning to do it before. You see some of the pictures there. If I can find the video and roll it in, I'll do that. You can see me cutting that heavy stuff on here. It took all morning. This time it only took a couple hours, so no big deal. Really good kit. I like them. This is an issue. I was thinking about this while I was mowing. I showed you when this screwed up. This was an issue on the blue and yellow one, I want to say, and I'm gonna think that this had to do with yeah, that's just going around with it. This had to do with the thickness of this string. What did I do with the other one? The other one is probably half again as thick, so I bought the wrong stuff, I think, for what I'm wanting to do. What I will do is I will make sure that I get the thicker stuff. I'm gonna undo this, and but I'm gonna do that off camera. That's boring. Nobody wants to see that. So yeah, I think the thicker stuff's gonna be the better way. That's not cool. I didn't get to fully edge, but I got to do the bulk of it. And along the fence line, I want to say along the chain link fence, there was only 2 or 3 things that I really saw that stuck out at me, and there was one on the mailbox. I went around and plucked all that stuff by hand. Good enough. That is annoying. I don't like that. I will try to comment on that in the future. We'll see where we go. But so far, so good. Fairly happy with the stuff. It's working out good. If you've got a big yard or really heavy mowing you need to do, this isn't the stuff for you. You're not going to like this. It ain't going to work. Just plain period, paragraph, end of story, sentence, simple. It's just not going to work for you. For a little yard like this, if you keep it up and you maintain it and you keep it where it's easy to do, I think you'd be happy with this. I am, except for that. All right, guys, that's my take on electric lawn care equipment. I'm stoked so far. Can't wait to get all those other batteries out here. I can't wait to get the family and the dogs and everybody out here too. It's almost there. Almost there. You guys have a good one. Catch you in the next one.